Hello, my dearlings. My name is Jem, and here you are today listening to me doing my team analysis. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get started. So this is my overview of my team. It's got my mons and my base stats and also typing. As you can see, I've tried to aim for a really all-round kind of team, making sure that I do have a few mons in all categories that do have over 100 base stat in that area. My aim for that was just to make sure that I can get as rounded as possible and make sure that everything is going to work nicely and I'm not overly relying on one area of my base stats. And because of that, I've gotten an average 90.53 on all of my base stats, which I'm quite happy with. Obviously, it would have been higher, but general draft rules of people choosing different mons, and that can't be helped, so I've just tried to make the best of what I have. Introduce you to my mons. First of all, I've got Buns, my Megalopunny. I chose Megalopunny because I really wanted speed and power, and my original idea was actually pairing it with Zygarde 50 and Celesteela, just because that would be really evil. Obviously, because of how amazing all of those mons are, I didn't manage to get that team, but I am extremely happy with Garchomp Megalopunny because I feel like that's kind of scary. The only problem with Megalopunny is I do have to keep it healthy because it can be frail and also has a few fears that can be a bit scary for it. But as long as I do that, I think I'll be fine. Moving on to the bride. I chose the name because of Kill Bill and also because I love the idea of a bridezilla. So what the bride can do is rip routines, be versatile. I really love the idea of having rocks on my ground type, so that's why I chose Garchomp, and hopefully it pays off. Obviously it does have a huge ice weakness, but with Megalopunny that can be avoided. And moving on to Good Boy. This was one of my original choices. A few people said that I should probably change to Heatran or Entei, and I did actually swap him out for those choices, but then there were snipes, so fate had it that Arcanine had to be on my team. And I love Arcanine because mixed attacker Z-moves can be horrific on it, and Intimidate's great as well. Obviously, not everyone is a fan, but hopefully I can win them over with what we can do together. Next we have Trixie Mattel, my Florges. I needed a fairy and a cleric, and Florges makes that incredible and super easy. The only issue is defense, but I feel like where Florges lags, she makes up for in many other ways. We have Murder, our Honchkrow. So the reason I chose Honchkrow was because I really needed priority and something that would set up itself. So obviously Moxie gives that the ability to kind of do its own thing. The only issue with Honchkrow is it is frail on both defenses, so I really do need to use that priority and also ensure that when I am throwing a hit, I'm not really taking much back as well. Now we have Manaphy, our Manaphy. So I originally wasn't going to put Manaphy in my draft at all, but somehow no one picked it, so after not getting Shaman, I had to get Manaphy. Obviously, it has Tailglow, really nice all-rounder stats, and not a lot of issues with trying to stop something or trying to pack a punch. So it'll be fun to find out what the obstacles are, but at the moment it's looking pretty good and I'm very happy with Mannequin. We have Makoto. I chose Makoto because of Sailor Jupiter for the obvious reasons. And the reason I chose Vikavolt was because of the incredible special attack stat, Levitate's fantastic on electric type, and Z moves on Vikavolt can pack a punch. Obviously it is slow, but I really adore using Vikavolt and hopefully its speed doesn't get the best of itself. Next we have Robin Hood, the Decidueye. I chose this after a lot of my other types and choices got sniped, so obviously it was my first choice, but I'm still happy with it. Its stats are an all-rounder, so really nice to use. Love the typing. Only problem is what it used to be, now it fears. Obviously that's birds. And I do think that we can get past that with Robin Hood, but we will have to wait and see. Next we have Mother. Originally my choice was Espeon, but I needed something a little bit bulkier and EXE filled that spot really well. Only problem is I do need to work on setup to actually do a lot of damage. But once I get past that, I feel like Yuxi will be a really valuable member to my team. We have hashtag not all men. So I adore using Probopass. I use them on a few of my just general showdown teams. Sometimes underestimated, but obviously in draft format that can change extremely, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes. And our final one is Snoot Boop, named after the meme of booping the snoots. So obviously I chose Arbok because I had a very limited budget left. I also needed something that I could switch into T-Spikes to remove them, have something that I can kind of set up with, and just having a poison type's always a bonus. So that's why I chose him. Obviously, it's the weakest one on my team in terms of base stats, and it does need setup, but hopefully it'll work out alright in the end, and we can do a fair amount of damage. So that's the end of my analysis. Hopefully that gives you just a little bit of a brief insight into how my team is going, what's in there, and how it's going to work. Obviously I can't give too much away because I would prefer to let my battling do the talking, but if there's anything else you want to let me cover, just let me know. Let's do this. Let's win. See ya.